So what's going on with the channel? A few changes, a few very big changes, one of which is that there will be no more reviews. Now, I'm not saying I'll never make another manga review. In fact, I'm planning to eventually bring them back, but for the foreseeable future, I will stop creating reviews. And you might wonder why is that, and there are a few reasons for that, but mainly I'm just getting bored of the format. I'm not exactly burnt out, because I have been in the past burnt out from not only making videos but reading manga as well, but this isn't entirely it. This feels like it's more so that I am bored with talking about art, story and characters every time, and bored with this editing style and how my whole process functions. Of course, nobody is responsible for that, and it's not like this style that I have come up with and only I have done on YouTube is all that unique, and it's not like there's a huge demand there, so I've never felt pressured by anybody to do it. It's more so that I have restricted myself to it. And now I'm just going to stop doing that, and naturally the format is going to evolve. However, a very important note that should be mentioned here is that I will always create content, and this channel will be always solely centered around manga. I don't plan on making videos about anime, novels, and any of that. This is strictly a channel about manga, and I want to keep it that way, so that will never change. However, what will change is that I'm not gonna be physically in the videos that much. Everything is going to be very heavily scripted, unlike now, and most importantly, the editing style is going to change. I've recently, started getting involved with visual designs and what can you do on a visual and stylistic level, and I have realized that I'm not taking advantage of any of that. I'm using not footage from a movie or a video game. I'm essentially just using images, and they can be manipulated and they can be altered in so many different and creative ways, and I'm just simply not doing any of that. So the channel is massively going to improve, because I plan to upgrade how I edit stuff and how I go about just simple visuals in my videos. And honestly, I plan on doing so many different things and changing up the style in such a drastic way that it's gonna be kind of hard to explain, so just take my word for it. I want to create some very involved and some very stylistically sound stuff. And because I want to do all of that, the channel hits a new roadblock that is undoubtedly the biggest factor in the changes that are about to take place, and that is money. I need to get new equipment and a few different forms of it to actually, realize this vision I have for the channel. And because I'm not gonna be so much in the videos, I don't need new lights or a new camera or anything. It's more so that I need new technical stuff, which is very expensive. And here is where I find it's a good place, before I continue on, to say thank you. I deeply appreciate everybody that has dedicated their time to engaging with the channel and to watching the videos. Not only that, but all of the positive comments that I always read, obviously, and I really enjoy to the people just dropping in to say, hey, it's a nice video, to the people that write big ass comments and try to prove a point. And not only all of that, but I appreciate that so many people have started watching the channel. Because I remember last Christmas that I spent so much time reading Dragon Ball and then writing the script and shooting it and editing it. Essentially, I spent all of my Christmas making the Dragon Ball video, and to this day it's still my lowest watched one. But at the time, I remember it had trouble breaking 30 views or so for the longest time, and to think that from that point, I'm now here where I have over 1,000 subscribers, and every video is almost on average 400 to 500 views. It's genuinely pretty impressive for my personal standard and YouTube progression that so many people watch and care, and that's pretty cool. Now, with that said, the channel simply does not make enough money. In fact, it doesn't make any money, which is completely alright. I didn't start the channel to get rich or anything, but I still needed to buy the new equipment and, for simple shit like bills and like food and all that. And up until now, I've been doing small jobs here and there and mostly surviving off my savings, but mostly YouTube. I've been treating it as my job. This channel has been my full-time thing for a few months, and unfortunately I can't keep doing that. So the channel is taking a general break for, I wanna say, 4 months, but maybe it's gonna be 5, maybe it's gonna be 6, up until I'm in a good financial spot and I've bought all of the equipment and I am comfortable and ready to start doing YouTube back up again. And even when that happens and I'm here again, YouTube is still not going to be my job. It's going to be downgraded to just a hobby. However, there still will be around one video a month, maybe one video every month and a half, or just every 2 months, around there. However, that one video is going to be highly edited and highly stylized, and it's gonna be way more than a simple glorified slideshow. And also, I should definitely mention that I'm still gonna be here, right? I'm not disappearing off the internet. I still have a very active Twitter account if you wanna get in contact with me. And our Discord, the mini community we have built there, is still gonna exist. And I plan to actively participate in it, because right now my hunger for talking about manga has kind of calmed down simply because I do it so much. But I'm sure when I start working a regular ass job, that hunger will be there again. And I'll be in the Discord like a good amount, and maybe we'll think of something. Maybe there will be a manga we're all reading, or some goofy shit like that. What I'm trying to say is that I'm still gonna be here, and you can still like talk to me or talk to all the people that are in the Discord. And one last time, I just want to specify the channel is not dying, and I'm not saying that because I believe the channel looks like it's dying. I'm saying it because I myself have gone through a few YouTubers that simply have stopped making videos, or don't make them as frequently, or have just kind of quietly given up. And I want you to know that that's not the case, because when it happens to me, I really don't like it. So I just want to reassure everybody that the channel has a bright fucking future ahead of it. And if I had to say something to kind of reinforce that, it would be that I really like video games, and I really like films, and I really like TV shows and some anime here and there. I have deep appreciation for entertainment media in general. However, amongst all of those, manga is still my favorite. I find something that's kind of irreplaceable with everything else, and I think there's something special in the medium, and I think it will definitely explode in popularity in the next few years, and I want to be there for that. I want to be there with everybody else talking about it and kind of celebrating how great this thing that we all like is. So if there's one thing to keep you hopeful about the channel, is that I am hopeful, and I'm very excited to make some new shit. So with that said, thanks to everybody that was here, that participated in this small project of mine. I appreciate everybody, and I'll see you after a while. Finally got the take, baby. Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? This is more of a, an up close, personal take on the channel and on the last year and how I'm actually feeling about it, because this is not a side of me that I share that often. So I thought I would do this, mostly for myself to look back on and reflect. But I thought it might be useful to really get everybody up to speed to what's actually been happening. At the start, I want to just say that I really like the concept at the core of the channel, and I'm glad I did it, and I think this was the way to do it, because while I am slightly fed up with the editing style, it was the most consistent and the most optimal way to run the channel. So I really like the idea, and I would like to maybe give it another go, like I said earlier. But for now, I just want to acknowledge that I believe this weekly format, where you read ahead of time for something, is really cool. That's I still think that. Now, to give you the insight that I want, I feel like I have to explain the timeline of the channel a little bit, and more so what's been happening in the past few months, because most people found the channel the past few months, and unfortunately, around the slam dunk video, I got kind of sick. I got very sick, actually. I wasn't honestly, it's just my stomach was bugging a little bit, and I couldn't fucking take food in properly or something. What's really at the core of this is that I had a fucked up, like terrible, constant migraine for a long time, but it was like unstoppable, even though it was better some days than others, for about 3 weeks. I want to say 4 weeks, but at the middle of the fourth week, I kind of started to get the hang of it. But for around 3 weeks consistently, my head was fucking killing me, and that kind of fucked me up a little bit. Because I already had some things on my mind, some connected to the channel, others not really, and they were building up for a bit, and then when I got sick, that kind of opens my mental floodgates, if you will, and everything just fucking spilled out, and I've been, I just spent the last few months trying to collect everything back together and rearrange it, and it's been a thing. But nowadays, especially the last few weeks, I've been good, physically, mentally. I've been chilling. I feel like I'm back to normal in a sense. Uh, However, during that period where I was so kind of fucked up, I found myself, some days not really being able to work on the videos, and other days just kind of not really being able to do it, but not being able to be fulfilled by it. And I don't think that came from the fact that I was doing too much, because I've always kind of looked at YouTube as a job, because you have to look at it as a job to actually, achieve anything and have constant quality output. So I was fine with that. It's not that I didn't want to sit down and edit or anything. It's just that it felt that the general enjoyment and what I got from making videos kind of drifted away during that those few months. So yeah, a long story short, that's why everything has been so inconsistent, and why the last few months I haven't published that many stuff. It was a combination of those two things. Now, with that out of the way, I want to say I'm really glad that I did this. I find it very helpful, because without going into too much detail, when I started the channel and when I started doing YouTube, I was in this weird spot when I essentially found myself forced to live out my 20s and 30s and 40s and all of that. And that simply wasn't anything that I thought about, or anything that I had even considered. So I had essentially no vision for the future, and nothing that I really wanted to do. It's not like the world was constraining me to be something. It's more so that I didn't really want to be anything, or do anything, or achieve anything. You get the picture. And that's where this last year comes into place. And during it, I was able to really put together what I want to do, and why I want to do it. It really helps me out, just put everything into perspective. And granted, I'm sure a part of that is because simply I have matured. I'm pretty sure I started doing YouTube when I was, I don't know, late 19, early 20. Now I'm 21. There for sure has been some outside development, but I feel like a huge amount of what I plan to do with my future is directly due to the fact that I did this channel. And that's effectively due to the fact that for the last year I've just been alone in my room thinking about stuff. And wow, a big amount of that was just consumed by manga and my thoughts on manga, and just on putting out videos. Undoubtedly, I was just sitting alone and then thinking about life and thinking about what I want to do with it. And wow, technically I do have some buddies, and I go out and I have a partner and everything. For the most part, generally speaking, a huge amount of my time was just me alone reflecting on stuff, and that's an opportunity that not a lot of people have, and I'm glad I had it, and I'm generally grateful that I took this time out from life, I guess, to do so. And it's been really helpful, and that's generally it. Actually, that's I just had a great time, and I want to thank everybody. Not that you're directly responsible for anything, but that you've been here, that you've watched my stupid shit, And yeah, I had a great time with the channel, and I plan to do so in the future.